Good morning, millennials.
How are my favorite millennials?
They're good, these millennials, because they had a holiday weekend, but they had a work day yesterday without the toast, so they're suffering.
Holiday weekend, and I am not sorry.
We memorialized Memorial Day.
I came on the show. I woke up this morning to tell you guys that I'm not sorry for taking the extra 2 days. It was wonderful.
I'm not sorry, but like I know the struggle. I guess because like you've never had to like go back to like a desk job after a holiday weekend and not have your favorite podcast.
That's true, but I don't really listen to podcasts except my own because there's nothing worthy.
Yeah, podcasts, they don't really do it for me. But now that we have our podcast, like I listen to some of our episodes sometimes when I just like want random noise in the back, and I'll listen to old ones, and it's so funny.
I would actually rather die than listen to the sound of my own voice. I listen to like Caitlin's podcast. I listen to some of Stassi's. Like if there's a good guest that I like.
I used to listen to Stassi's when I like worked at a job.
I used to listen to Stassi
really helped.
When my name was mentioned once.
Oh yeah, we listened to it on the plane.
That was very exciting.
I used to like listen, like wait for every episode to come out, and then I don't know what happened.
Can I get my mic a little louder?
But we are back, and we are so excited to share with you the news of the day, and we have a special guest today.
Oh my God, you were just so weird to share with the news of the day.
Yeah, just because I was just like trying to like get
transition.
to our special guest today, who is Ryan Serhant.
Oh yes, if you want to learn how to sell it like Serhant, then stay tuned to the end of the show because he'll be joining us a little bit later. So if you have comments for him, feel free to go comment on our Instagram. We posted a cute little GIF, whatever you want to call it, or just comment on the Facebook or YouTube streams. We will be tuning in.
Yeah, give us your comments, and we will ask him your questions.
Oh, that is just so funny. I glanced over at the comments, and someone said Claudia looks super thin. And do you know what I did last night?
What?
I like read every mean thing ever written about me.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you go about that?
I went down a dark hole, like a Reddit vibe, you know?
You went on Reddit?
I went on a couple places. I just like wanted to see the feedback of the show, and like I think it's actually really helpful to read things about you.
I agree.
But not when it's just like superficial, bitchy ass things. Like
I can't believe you did that.
Someone wrote like literally the meanest thing. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Someone was like,
I'm scared.
Do you think like Claudia like feels bad about like having such a big extravagant wedding and the fact that she looked so ugly? Like that is so mean. But I guess we said the same thing about Meghan and Markle. So like what goes around comes around.
Totally, but it came around first. Like,
right, she said it first. I went really back.
Wow, that's really crazy.
Yeah, do you want to hear the general consensus about both of us?
Sure.
Okay. Well, people think that I've really let myself go in terms of my weight, and you know what? I don't disagree. It's just like mean when you say it. Do you know what I mean?
Right, because they're not saying it in a nice way.
No, and then people are also like saying like we just look so haggard on this show because I guess we had hair and makeup at Oath, but like we didn't even. We just care less here.
No, I mean I feel like I do the same amount of makeup. If anything, I'm just getting better at my makeup. Actually, you know what? Recently, I have stopped doing my hair for like this is my natural hair. I have never worn my hair natural probably since middle school.
Yeah.
Just because when I've been straightening it, it just looks a little too flat, and I've been sleeping on it wet, and it's like, this doesn't really bother me.
No, it looks good.
My natural hair used to like really bother me. I always had to do something about it, but just with this length, it kind of works for me.
I think that means you're growing up.
So maybe that's what they're talking about. They've noticed that I've let my natural hair.
I guess like the only thing people, I think I took it as a compliment that like the only thing people were saying was like about my physical appearance, and like even if I looked the way people wanted me to look, they would still have things to say about my physical appearance.
Right.
So like at least they're not saying things about like me personally. Like you can say anything. The show is hilarious. Like everything about the show is great. You want to call me fat? Like cool, fine. It's like the obvious choice, you know?
I can't believe you did that. You are brave.
I know.
So,
I got into like a really bad mood afterwards, and then I really wish I didn't do it. But you know, it's always good to hear.
But sometimes it's nice to hear like the worst possible things that people are saying about you, and it's like, you know, that's not so bad.
No, totally. Like that's exactly it. Like if the worst thing someone says about me is like something superficial, like about like okay, obviously like I'm a little chubby, like okay, I'll live, you know.
100%.
Whatever.
Speaking of talking shit about people, here are the past 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up
and take a bite out of your morning toast. I really could use some toast. I'm so hungry. But ever since I read those things about me, like I don't know, I'm not eating anything.
Really?
No.
Have you eaten since? No.
I did.
What did you have?
Grilled chicken.
From?
Someplace.
Huh. I'm really hungry now that I think about it. Anyways, not that much happened this weekend, which was great for us because like we didn't have to like jump on the horn and record a podcast with our dead podcast equipment.
Yeah, it was so dramatic, you guys.
It was so dramatic, but speaking of our dead podcast equipment, it is now brought back to life. And our 4th Patreon episode is up on our Patreon account. It's a conversation one-on-one between me and Mames talking about our engagement day. I finally got like to know some of the behind the scenes that went down, some of the things that were stressing him out, talked about moving in together, and we answered all of the Toasters questions, which as usual were premium and hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's honestly really easy to do the Patreon episodes because the Patreon users come up with like really interesting dynamic questions, not just like, so like, how did you guys meet? You know, like I can't even answer that question
Like
anymore.
they were asking Mames like, how does me wearing lipstick all the time like affect our
That's
relationship?
a great question.
And you know what? We didn't even realize how much it affects us because usually, whenever I see him when we go out to dinner or something, like we just have to peck like we're like 60-year-olds who aren't into each other anymore, and it's really annoying. But we've never verbalized it, so now I think I'm gonna make a conscious effort to like start wearing more mattes without glosses on it. So thank you, Toasters.
So the 5th Patreon will be up today. Similarly, probably like more exciting for you guys. No kidding. It's me and Ben. We're gonna do a one-on-one convo. It'll probably get like really disgusting. Like we'll probably just end up talking about like duties and stuff because like that's who we are.
Where it goes.
And then
but
also,
you know what? Duties are people
too, for sure. Duties have feelings. Also, one more housekeeping announcement before we officially jump in because like I literally am having an angina this morning with how many people are yelling at me. Tickets for my Chicago shows went on sale. There are 3 shows: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, sorry, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Thursday, Friday sold out, and like literally everyone's yelling at me. Like there's still a Saturday show, relax, there's plenty of tickets. If you wanna go, please get Saturday tickets. And I will look into maybe doing some more shows, but like people yelling at me like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
By the way, I was just thinking, I was reading some of the comments. Remember like when we used to get our hair and makeup done for the show? And like we looked so crazy sometimes.
We looked terrible.
I look at some episodes and the eyebrows that they put on me like were horrendous. So
no, yeah. The only
I'm looking
thing,
now, we're easy breezy.
I never did my makeup with there. I just did my hair.
Well, you just got a part and some hairspray.
Yeah.
I could do that for you here.
No, I do that my own now.
Yeah.
I got a comb.
Combs are everything, you guys.
Oh, if you don't have a comb with a rat tail, you're not living.
The rat tail is what's key. But also the comb part, because like you rat tail your part and then you comb.
Push it down.
And then you just like took 10 years off your life.
Had I known that in high school, like I would have probably been like the most popular
You would
girl.
have been prom queen.
Yeah, if they had that.
You would have been
Do you have what kind of rat tail do you have?
I have the longest.
No, like what color is the tail?
Black.
So
I have the black Conair comb.
Amazon sells a rat tail that's unbelievable. I bought it. It's literally like a needle. It's like silver and pointy. No, and it's so precise.
Wow.
I highly suggest it. I stole it from Olivia.
Sometimes I just use the end of like my highlighter brush if I'm being like
ghetto.
thrifty.
Yeah.
Ghetto, exactly. Okay, are you ready for the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast?
Also, I would like to address one more rumor about the tickets because everyone's yelling at me.
Oh.
Everyone's saying, okay, so if you're a Patreon member, you get access to like when we do merch, they'll get early access. If we do shows, you get early access to tickets. So I gave the Patreon people early access to tickets, but I only set aside a certain amount for them. Like, so it wouldn't be fair if like they all sold out during pre-sale. But so now everyone's yelling at me saying that I sold out the ticket. Whatever. You know what? I don't want to talk about this.
Since when is selling out a problem?
Since people are yelling at me.
And you have one show that has tickets available, correct?
Thank you!
And it's in the suburbs, which like I feel like is gonna be lit. Nothing like and if one of you like lives in the suburbs and like wants to throw a house party for us,
oh my god, it'd be so
we would be
down.
there. Also, I haven't decided if I'm coming. You know, I've never been to Chicago.
Chicago.
And so I feel like I should go to Chicago.
They have like this innovative road system.
Are you missing the Rascal Flatts concert? I think you might be.
Oh my god.
And I don't know if I can sacrifice.
Oh
Rascal Flatts are
28th.
coming to New Jersey with Dan and Shay in an outdoor venue that's like made for country music concerts.
God, I'm so upset.
And we've been like planning this for so long.
Did we buy tickets yet?
Like we're getting them for free maybe.
How?
Just from, I'm working on it.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Shit! Are you sure it's the 28th? It totally is.
It's the 27th.
If it's the 27th, I will die. But it's the 28th. Like, there's no doubt in my mind.
So I don't know, Chicago, Rascal Flatts, but like, you know, if it's not a group thing, like
it's not.
We were gonna get a pickup truck and tailgate.
No, I mean Chicago's not a group thing. It's just me and Ben.
I meant if the concert's
No,
not
I
a
understand.
group thing. But I guess Olivia and Zach Shapiro.
Oh my god, that is so upsetting.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry to break the news to you on
One
air.
more housekeeping. Today's Wednesday. We usually do Dear Toasters, but because we have Ryan Serhant, we'll be doing Dear Toasters tomorrow. So if you have advice that you need advised on, email deartoasters@gmail.com. Jackie, give us the first story.
Okay, this first story is strange. Are Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra dating?
What?
All the convincing evidence from E! News. Okay.
It's like literally, this news came out literally all at once yesterday. Like it's like someone decided we could talk about it and then everyone wrote it up.
Okay, here's the quote convincing evidence, but one of us is not convinced.
No, I'll
Nick
let you
Jonas
know.
and Priyanka Chopra have officially sparked romance rumors with not one, but 3 consecutive get-togethers. The pop singer and Quantico actress, former, are spending quite a bit of time together, hopping from the Hollywood Bowl to Dodger Stadium and then the Pacific Ocean all in one weekend. Wow, that sounds like a fun weekend. Hollywood Bowl had Beauty and the Beast live.
I saw.
Which is my dream.
And I saw a Hollywood
It
Bowl
is a
Instagram.
dream.
I saw an Instagram story of the Hollywood Bowl, and like I was about to say the Hollywood Dream, the Hollywood Bowl, and it's like not. It's like you get a table like at a restaurant.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's not like seats. I think.
That's so interesting because the only experience I have with the Hollywood Bowl is when they went there for a date on The Bachelor.
No, and in Ted.
There was no one there anyway.
When Norah Jones performed.
Oh my God.
That's how I know it.
That's crazy. Okay. It all started Friday with multiple outlets reporting that Nick and Priyanka watched Beauty and the Beast live in concert in Los Angeles. Despite showing, quote, no obvious PDA during the show, Us Weekly reports the pair is in fact dating and both interested in each other. Their Memorial Day weekend adventures continued into Saturday when the rumored couple cheered on the City of Angels home team as they faced the San Diego Padres. An onlooker tells E! News of Nick and Priyanka's dynamic. They were both very happy and smiley and seemed to be really enjoying each other's company. They didn't show any PDA, just talking and laughing a lot. The cherry on top of the duo's surely unforgettable rendezvous, a cozy boat ride with pals. Priyanka, clad in a yellow sweatshirt, snuggled next to the Jealous singer for a photo op alongside Glenn Powell, Wilmer Valderrama, and Cord Overstreet. Okay, I just want to take a moment to say I'm in love with Glenn Powell.
I met him.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and I have so much to tell you.
Was he worthy of being in love with?
Yeah, he's hot as hell. He was on that trip to Mexico that I went to. He's such a nice guy.
From 2 of my favorite TV shows and
Scream
movies.
Queens.
Scream Queens and Hidden Figures.
Oh, I didn't know he was in
Hidden Figures is one of my favorite movies, and Scream Queens is my favorite show.
Wait, do you want to be really upset?
He plays the astronaut.
He
And
does?
the astronaut was so nice, and he was so nice.
I didn't know who he was when I met him, but they're like, it's Glenn. I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
He was so nice.
Wow. Okay,
Wait,
good.
so I got invited on a trip like this past weekend, but we were in the Hamptons, and like I didn't really want to go all the way to Mexico. Guess who was there?
Oh God.
Like, you're gonna die.
Lea Michele. Wait.
First 2 letters are correct, but it's a boy.
Liam Hemsworth?
Nope. Keep going. I'll give you a clue. Never let go, Jack.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yes, I could have been in Mexico with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I have to be honest, that doesn't do it for me. Like, I just feel like I wasn't, like, I'm just, like, a few years younger than the girls who were obsessed with him.
I'm not even obsessed with him, like, physically attracted-wise, but, like, I could have been on a trip with Leo.
I would just, like, want to, like, watch him, like, you know, Steve Irwin watching an animal in the jungle, like, watching him party and, like, pick up chicks.
Whatever. Like, when I found that out, I had, like, a lot of FOMO from the trip.
Oh, that wouldn't give me, like, honestly, Lea Michele should have, like, would give
Oh
me
my
more
God,
FOMO.
but she wasn't there.
Right, because that's also, like, you and Leo have no business being friends.
No, I would have to sing to Rain on My Parade with Lea Michele.
You have nothing in common
That's
with
not
Leo.
true. We both care about the environment.
And you both like models.
I do? Wait, okay. I want to go back to this Priyanka Chopra.
And Nick Jonas. Okay, so they want us to think that they're dating, which makes me think that they're not dating. As a couple, they make absolutely no sense.
Right, so here's the thing. Priyanka is, in my opinion, so much more elevated, like, celebrity-wise, talent. Like, she's just so far beyond Nick Jonas. He's, like, a boy, and he's 4 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And, like, I don't get why older women love Nick Jonas.
He's not man enough for her.
No, not at all. Or prestigious enough.
I don't think it's happening.
She went
to the goddamn royal wedding. Like, he went to the Radio Disney Music Awards.
Totally.
They're not
the
dating.
RDMAs.
They're not dating.
Some could argue, though, that the RDMAs are more prestigious.
No.
But I won't make that
even we
I won't make that argument.
The royal wedding is as... We dedicated a whole episode to it. We don't dedicate a whole episode to the RDMAs.
No. It makes no sense. It's definitely not true. She could do so much better. And if it is true, I will be wildly disappointed in her.
I know that it's not true, but I feel like she is agreeing to this...
For the press.
This PR move. I mean, it's not a bad look for her. Nick Jonas, like, is a cool dude. He's, like, one of my celebrity crushes, so I don't know why I keep putting him down. Maybe I'm just jealous.
Probably.
Speaking of, I have a new celebrity crush.
A boy or a girl?
A boy.
Who is it?
You're going to be shocked.
Do charades, let me guess.
Okay, it's a couple different facets. Oh, wait, but the podcast listeners can't hear charades.
Okay, no. Flowers? Bouquet. Rose? Rose. His name is Rose?
No. How am I going to do this?
It's in a movie about a rose, Beauty and the Beast?
Well, you're not going to get it because you didn't watch The Bachelor.
Oh.
But Colton Underwood is a contestant on The Bachelor, Allie Raceman's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I know. He's not gonna.
And I have the biggest crush on him.
No, he's hot as hell.
He's hot as hell. He's so cute. Every time he's in the background of a scene, he's just being like cute and like smiley.
But here, I have questions because I'm confused. Isn't Allie Raceman like 15?
So that's what I was thinking too. No, she's like 23, I think.
What?
And so he's definitely young. I forget how old he is, but that he's not going to win, I don't think. But he needs to be our next bachelor. Like a successful bachelor who like is a little bit famous to begin with, so it's not like just a thirsty rando. And he now his full-time job, because he's not in the NFL anymore, he runs a charity organization.
Cutie.
And he is just so handsome, and he's a virgin. What? So like he just has, like he'll appeal to so many different people.
Okay.
And he's appealing to me.
Now, I don't want to become like rude or anything about virgins.
Wait, first of all, let me find out how old he is before you start calling him a 40-year-old virgin.
No, I'm not going to say that. How old is he?
He is, okay, I'm just getting his numbers for the team.
Just turned
1992. Oh, he's my age.
24.
So he's 26. He just turned 26.
You're 26?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm turning 26 in November.
Okay. I think being a virgin is beautiful. Like waiting, I really do. Like, I've only had sex with Ben. I think it's lovely. But like, at what point does it become weird? Like, at what age?
What he says to Becca in the previews for the rest of the season, and maybe like the editors misconstrued his words, is that he's still a virgin, and it's not that he's waiting till marriage. He's just waiting for the right woman. So he didn't have sex with Allie Raceman, and she wasn't the right woman.
But then when I heard that, I'm like, oh, it makes sense because she's 15. But she's not, you're telling me.
I'll tell you how old she is.
This whole thing, I don't know.
Honestly, if it wasn't for Colton, I would not continue watching this season of The Bachelor.
How old is she?
She has a couple of really cute guys. 1994. She's 2 years younger than him, so she's like 23, 24.
But do you think she's a virgin?
I hadn't thought about it.
She's so little.
But she's not. She's like,
No, I meant like physically.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about these people. And now I have to watch the whole season of The Bachelor to find out.
Yeah, no, I'm going to watch.
And I wonder if the name Allie Raceman would be dropped. But, so here's what's interesting about The Bachelor, and we're not recapping because you didn't really watch, but there's two former or NFL players, Colton and one current NFL player who's like legit.
How did he get the time off?
Played for so many teams. Well, they film in the winter, and remember we went to the Super Bowl in February. Then Bachelor ended in March, so it's actually really good timing for NFL players. And it had me thinking, like, this season a lot of the men have real jobs, like they're kind of prestigious-ish. We use that term loosely here. And you know who started all of this? And I have to give credit where credit is due.
Let me think. Is it a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Jordan Rodgers.
Jordan Rodgers.
Yeah.
Because when Jordan Rodgers went on The Bachelorette, it was like, why would Aaron Rodgers' brother go on this show?
Right.
Like, he's like shaming his family. Like, this is so beneath him. He went to like Vanderbilt, played almost in the NFL. Like, what is he doing on the show? But then he made a real career of it, and like now is a broadcaster for the SEC or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like it inspired.
The SEC is the one where they come in, like when you're
the
embezzling money.
Bernie Madoff.
A sports entertainment network, SEN?
No, he's the broadcaster for like ESPN
College.
SEC.
Whatever.
I think there must be two. But he made it like cool to, get a real job from The Bachelorette. And so like I feel like Colton Underwood is like taking a page out of
technically Jesse Palmer really started it.
It's true. But that was different times.
That's way too long ago, yeah.
That was different. Anyways, I have a big crush on Colton Underwood. I think he's going to be the next Bachelor. And if he is, Snitch has to go on.
Totally. Second. I'm getting more inspired to watch because I'm like just watching a lot of like Becca, and she's not as terrible as I thought.
She's not terrible. They've given her an amazing clothing wardrobe in the previews for the rest of the season. Like every look is on point, which I really, really appreciate.
Yeah.
Their stylist does wonders.
Carrie.
And she seems like a nice girl, and I really believe that she wants to get married and settle down, and that's all I need.
Bare minimum.
In order to believe this farce.
Bare minimum.
Okay, so the question is, are Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra dating?
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no on this, but E! News and the Daily Mail want you to believe they are, which makes me wonder why they want me to believe that they are.
Right, like what's your goal here?
Right. Waste my time? Well, you have.
Consider my time wasted.
Speaking of a story that's the opposite of a waste of time. Real Housewives of Dallas's Brandi Redmond adopts a baby boy after fertility struggles. Okay, so this was something that we thought had
There was
happened.
a lot of speculation because like there was like a new baby on social media and like they never really addressed it, and I'm curious why they waited so long. Probably something with production, but now they've officially announced, they had a whole People magazine photo shoot
to people
that they adopted a redheaded boy.
So Brandi Redmond's fertility struggles were well documented on season 2 of The Real Housewives of Dallas. But when season 3 premieres this summer, she and husband Brian, this summer, that's exciting. She and husband Brian will have a surprise for fans, infant son Bruin Charles, whom the couple welcomed through adoption this past winter. Quote, "It's changed our lives forever," Brandi tells People exclusively of their new addition, who joins daughters Brooklyn, 9, and Brinkley, 6. Quote, "We are obsessed with him. My whole family is. We're just so blessed." The couple's son, born prematurely on December 31st, weighing 4 pounds 5 ounces and measuring 18 inches, and adopted via a closed adoption, has been a, quote, "perfect fit for the family." Bruin even has strawberry blonde locks, which match the brood of Redmond redheads. "It's crazy," Brandi says. "He'll always look like he came from me," which he did. He came from my heart. Oh. This is so sweet. I'm so happy for them.
And wait, someone put some relevant information in the comments. You can't show an adopted child on social media until everything is final, which can sometimes take a couple months. So that might be why they never fully addressed the whole story.
That's so interesting.
Wait, I just think it's honestly hilarious that they got an adopted redheaded. It's just funny.
I have to wonder if they sought that out.
And it's you said they gave up on other less deserving kids because they didn't have red hair.
But I don't think that's sad, because I think it would have been sad if the whole family had red hair and then you would have had
outcast
and FedEx.
Outcasty vibes, even though FedEx was a redhead.
Right. The tables have turned. So I'm really happy for them. They have such a sweet family.
Totally. And I always say that I really appreciate when people with big platforms or with TV shows talk about their fertility struggles, because I think it's a really brave thing to do. And I just love that we have a happy ending. With Juliana Rancic, we went through so much with. Remember when they had a show? We followed along, and then she finally got Duke. I just love when there's a happy ending. And now, what's the baby's name?
Bruin. So Brooklyn, Brinkley, and Bruin, the sons of Brandi and Brian. They're the cutest.
By the way, not only did they do all B names, they did BR.
Yeah.
Brandi, Brian, Bruin, Brooklyn.
And
Bruin
their
is a hard name
to say.
Is
Redmond, and their family of redheads.
Redneck.
It's so on brand. They deserve their own reality show just for that. The Kardashians being all K's.
Yeah. No, they are out of control.
They have a nice family brand. That's all.
Brand.
That's all you can really hope for.
It's the Bruin brand.
Are you gonna brand your family?
No.
You're not gonna make your kids names work within each other?
Well, I'm thinking actually since I want 5 kids, I'm maybe doing it alphabetically. No, I'm kidding. I know that's your thing.
That is my thing, but I don't know.
Let me see if I can remember.
No. This is a Shayla situation.
Oh, totally. You can't say your baby's names.
You can't say your baby's names. 1, because it's a bad luck. And 2, you bitches ain't stealing my baby's names. And also, my baby names are a little weird, so I have to wait to showcase them until I have the baby, and no one's gonna be that's a weird baby name.
No, the one that starts with an S is weird as hell.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. It's so cute. And here's the thing. I have a couple of baby names that I've liked for a really long time, almost 5-10 years now. And my thinking is, if I still like them by the time I have babies, then I will like them forever.
No, but this is the problem. It's forever I had a name, and then I met someone with that name that I literally despise, and now I can't have the name.
So are you going to tell us the name? Or
hell no.
I think I know
It'll be so obvious.
Actually, no. I think it was one of my names that I'm thinking of the person.
No. If I say the name, it'll be so obvious because there's literally one person with the name.
Okay, so
and I'm not saying it.
I'm not going to make you do that.
But I really like the name James.
That's a nice name. I feel like boy names are way easier.
Yeah,
Actually,
oh my God, totally.
Yeah, because boys' names aren't as trendy. It's so crazy to think about how the trends of names, the name Deborah, or it's just for older people. And I feel now,
but it wasn't an old people name 50 years ago.
It was a trendy name, so right. I feel the name Chloe or something now is gonna age.
Totally, Susan, Carol.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
totally.
Edith.
Yeah, I don't like the names that what's the word that
are
they could go either way, Alex, Sam, Dylan.
I actually do like names that could go either way, mostly because one time, this is a weird childhood memory. One time when we were at day camp, there was one of those days where it was a kind of a color war day, and they made an announcement over the speaker you can come up and get your prize if your name can also be a boy's name.
What? You just made that up. That is not true.
I swear.
Not true.
No, I'm sorry. It was if your last name could also be a name.
Firsty Lasty.
Yeah, no,
Corey David.
If your last name is Taylor, but Oshry is no one's first name.
It's called the Firsty Lasty. If your name is Corey David, which is a boy we went to high school with, and he's always my example.
No, you're a Firsty Lasty if you're just a person who's a Firsty Lasty. Margot Lewin is a Firsty Lasty.
No.
Yes.
Firsty Lasty is when your last name could be a first name too.
No. Firsty Lassie is someone who you just refer to as their first name and their last name for no apparent reason.
Maybe that's true.
We have to ask Massey Block, the originator of Firsty Lassie. If you don't know who Massey Block is, you guys,
I can't fuck with you. Yeah, scram.
When I do this, like, you ever
scram?
You have to let your finger wobble on its own. It's fun.
I don't think I have that ability.
Scram.
Okay, have we only been through one story?
2. We've been through 2.
Priyanka.
I was gonna say we could take our sweet time, but we can. We have Brian Serhant on.
And like, I really want to dive deep.
3rd story, Kesha's latest attempts to terminate contracts with Dr. Luke.
Oh my God.
Rejected.
I know. And it gets worse.
This infuriates me. Okay, here's the story. While as Dr. Luke's defamation lawsuit against former protege Kesha is still pending, her attempts to extradite herself from contracts she signed with him and his Kimosabe label have been halted again. On Tuesday, a New York appeals court affirmed a judge's decision to reject Kesha's counterclaims, the latest in several attempts by her to have her agreements with Gottwald terminated. The Gottwald is Dr. Luke. The news was first reported by The Hollywood Reporter. The countersuit was first stymied in March of last year when New York Supreme Court Justice Shirley Kornreich supported Dr. Luke's attorney's argument that the singer should have provided notice of alleged contract breaches and that her allegation of the impossibility of her performing under the deals, which she claimed due to her troubled relationship with the producer, was based on speculation. That decision was arguably supported by the fact that Kesha released an album, Rainbow, has performed frequently, and is setting out on tour with Macklemore this summer. Quote, Kesha's proposed amendments are palpably insufficient and devoid of merit, the decision reads. Her counterclaim seeking declaratory relief terminating the agreements on the ground of impossibility and impracticability of performance was speculative, contradicted by her own allegations that she had continued performing under the agreements, and as to at least one of the agreements, the impossibility was not produced by an unanticipated event that could have been foreseen or guarded against. Why now? Why this sperm?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what any of this means.
Me neither. Basically, she appealed again to get out of her contract. They said no. And now Dr. Luke is countersuing her for $50 million.
But it's like...
Not cool, bro. Not cool. You don't get to assault someone and then sue them for $50 million.
Let Kesha go. Free Kesha. Like, we're in such a time where it's like, how is this happening?
Also, like, no offense to Kesha, I don't think she's like that much of a moneymaker that like Dr. Luke needs her to survive. Like, she's just getting by with her one good song.
No, I feel like she does well enough for her, but yeah, she's not like...
Not to sustain a whole label.
I just feel like Dr. Luke is just being like a power-hungry motherfucker.
Yeah,
and
it's like,
why is no one helping her? Like
Taylor Swift is helping her.
Yeah, but like Taylor Swift alone, like who owns Dr. Luke's label? Is it still Sony?
I have no idea, but like, no,
like,
why is all those bitches on stage singing, Grammys, praying with her?
That's literally what I was about to say.
Where
the Grammys, like, licking Kesha's... Eating Kesha's ass with a spoon, and then where are you today, Grammys?
But Taylor Swift is the only one who helps. She paid she gave her $250 grand.
The Grammys could put pressure on Dr. Luke to let her go. Like
someone could, yeah.
Everyone could. And it's just, I don't understand how this is happening in 2018.
I just have a message
in front
to
of
Dr.
our very
Luke.
eyes.
I have a message to Dr. Luke.
I know. Do you want him
to? Seriously, I hope you find your peace. Falling on your knees.
I thought you were gonna...
Praying.
I thought you were gonna tell him to grab a spoon
and
eat your ass.
No, my ass is too good for Dr. Luke. He's an assaulter, and he would probably try and eat it without permission because he's an assaulter. And you know what? That's not cool.
Very fair. Anyways, justice for Kesha, for fucking real, like literal justice.
Oh, here. Justice? Consider it served.
No, it's not served.
Consider it needing to be served.
Serve it, someone. We're powerless.
Order in my
But
court.
if someone who's watching has power, please help Kesha.
Sustained.
Or money.
Overruled.
Are you done? Do you know any other
No, I don't know
jargon?
any other jargon.
Bailiff, bring in the dancing lobsters.
I will hold you in contempt of court. That's a good one.
Okay, this next story is a little strange and gives me like Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas vibes.
Oh, yeah.
That Kendall Jenner is dating NBA star Ben Simmons. Like, when did she break up with all the other boyfriends she had?
All the other NBA stars. I thought she was with Blake Griffith.
Yeah, and then someone else. I don't know. Kendall Jenner is dating Philadelphia 76er Ben Simmons, multiple sources tell Page 6 exclusively. Are the 76ers in the championships? I think they were, 'cause I went to a Philly bar with Rebecca to watch a game, so...
How long ago?
It was allergy season. I think it was 2 weeks ago. They were in the playoffs. I don't know if they beat
They're not in anymore.
How do you know? Who's in the championship?
Okay, I can tell you. I know.
The Tristan Thompsons.
The Tristan Thompsons, the Cleveland Cavaliers, versus, it was the Rockets?
Oh.
James Harden. I don't know.
No. Yeah, the Cavaliers were playing the Celtics. And then the Rockets were playing the Phillies?
Phillies is not a team. That's baseball.
Anyone? Who's in the championship?
Golden State, of course. Stefan.
And they've been in the championships together for the past 3 years, which, like, something ain't working, you guys.
I have something controversial to say.
We need to do equitable division of the assets.
Totally. I hate when assets are not.
Where the fuck is Elle Woods today?
I know.
We need her.
Wait, I just want to say something about basketball. Oh, not about basketball, about the Golden State Warriors and why they don't have my support. 2 words. Ayesha Curry. And I know it's really mean, but her show on Food Network is so fucking horrible. And, like, I just hate when people get stuff because of, like, people they're married or related to. Like, sorry, you don't just get a Food Network show because your husband's really good at basketball. Like, and the show is so stupid. And, like, it's like they pay Stefan to come into every episode, like, once. Like, hey, baby, what are you cooking? You know? Like, it's so annoying. And she, like, makes the worst shit. And it's so obvious that, like, they have to film the show twice, like one with her talking and one with her cooking, and then like film the hands separately because like she's not good at the multitasking. That's treacherous. And it's just such a bad show. Like it pisses me off, and like he always is like coming back from playing basketball. You know, it's like, please, Stefan. Like I know you're doing other things. It's just.
Well, I'm personally rooting for.
Oh wait, sorry, I changed my mind.
I'm personally rooting for the Cavaliers.
I'm rooting for the Stefans because I read a crazy blind about Stefan.
Oh, I read it too.
And now he was in
a good way, a crazy blind that's
he was extorted. And like basically this is why blinds are so crazy. It was very vague and it said that basically someone tried to blackmail Stephen Curry for something he did not do. And he almost like had to pay like millions of dollars to get this story that wasn't even true to get it canned. But then like there was some weird turn of events, whatever. Basically the blind was like they said that Stephen Curry
don't be surprised if in the next few months he's either owns a major
media company or gets like a multi-million-dollar something. And literally like a month ago, it was announced that Steph Curry has like a huge deal with Sony. Like it's just so crazy. The blinds predict the future.
Yeah. But I'm rooting for the Cavaliers because the Theos.
So now I'm torn.
Theo is a Cavalier.
Oh, that's true.
I realize that.
Okay. So
and you know what?
Let's do pros and cons. Pro of the Cavaliers is Theo. He's a Cavalier.
Yeah.
Con of the Cavaliers, the Tristan Thompsons.
Right. But pro of the Cavaliers, LeBron James train wreck.
That's good too, yeah. Con of the Cavaliers, it's like Cleveland.
And also like con of the Cavaliers is like they always win. But you could also say that about Golden State.
The other team. So now Golden State.
But also pro of the Cavaliers is Chloe and she needs like a little prestige.
No, I disagree. She's
living in Cleveland. And
con of Stefan is Ayesha.
And the Cleveland people are always like shaming her like she made Tristan bad at basketball and they're yelling at her in the streets and like now they'll be praising her.
Chloe doesn't walk in the streets.
You never saw that episode of Kardashians where they're like, fuck the Kardashians.
Oh, that's sad. Okay, fine. Con of the Stefans is the Ayesha of it all. Pro of the Stefan is the multi-million-dollar Sony deal of it all. So, I don't know.
Who else plays for Golden State?
David Lee.
I don't know.
Oh, and he's hot. And you know who he's engaged to?
David Lee.
Okay, David Lee like used to play in the Knicks, and he was like the belle of the ball of New York.
Okay.
At the ball, LOL. And then he moved to Golden State, and he was like really good there too. I think he might be retired, but he's engaged to Caroline Wozniacki, and they're so cute.
That's cute.
And she has the biggest ring, like of all time.
Oh, good. I'm happy for them. I don't know them, but I'm happy for them.
Yeah, no, they look alike, which is weird, but it's good. They're like a look-alike. And that's our sports report.
I'm going Cavaliers.
I'm going to go Golden State.
Okay, that'll be good for the show.
Should we bet?
Okay, and whoever wins.
Okay, let's bet money, though, because I want to win money.
Okay.
$100. Well, what's the spread?
No, just like that they'll take it all.
Okay. But see, that's like, it's supposed to be like,
Game
there are
one.
odds. No, there are odds.
I give
Okay,
up.
no. Overall, who wins the whole thing, and we'll bet $100. Whoever wins gets $100.
So 50-50 each, because then you actually get $100, or 100-100. If we both put in 50, then the winner has
Put in where? It was just like, the loser has to give
leave the money
the
right
loser
here.
has to give the winner $100. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. But technically, if we both...
50-50.
If we each,
that is not a bet.
If we each put in $50... Then
put into what? It's not poker.
Yes, on the table. Then the winner would get $100.
The loser gives the winner $100.
The loser gives the winner $100. Okay. Fucking Tristan, if you let me down, I will come to
I
your
know,
house
I really
and I will
need
get
that $100.
I'll get the $100 from you.
What's the chant for Golden State?
We should do a whole bet, like, I don't know if this is illegal, but like in the Toasters group.
It's 100% illegal. Stop talking.
Sorry. Okay, never mind.
All right, let's move on to is this our final story?
Well, no, I want to just give you the details about Kendall Jenner's new fake relationship.
Oh, right, I forgot.
An insider familiar with the duo said the romance has been going on for a few weeks, while Page Six was also reporting that she was romancing Blake Griffin.
Griffin.
Okay.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin. Another source told us the pair was spotted this week on a lunch date at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and a third source says that Jenner and Simmons were seen last week in Manhattan with a group of friends at the Clubby Bowery restaurant, Vandal. Okay, Vandal is horrible.
Okay, no, that's how I know that story's false, because nobody cool goes to Vandal anymore.
Oh my God, Vandal was the biggest disappointment of our time.
Oh my God, literally, it was like the one cool restaurant, and we tried so hard, and we got there, and we got a reservation, and we were with the people.
I went like 3 times in 1 month.
And
every time the food was so bad. Their idea was like a little bit of the best.
It was
cuisine.
a global cuisine, so it's not like Italian, it's not French, it's a cuisine of the world. It's like, please just eat pizza.
No, it's a good idea. Like you would have pizza from Italy,
sushi,
right? But they chose like the worst menu items from every country.
Yeah, it's like here's the worst food in the world,
and it was inedible.
Yeah.
So don't go there if you're coming to New York. Security measures seem to have been taken to ensure Kendall and Ben enjoyed their night inside hassle-free. Oh, that's just a convenient for like we didn't actually see them together.
Right.
The story is fake.
Yeah,
okay.
No, this is a fake story.
I'm calling fake news.
Also, who's Ben Simmons? It literally, not only does it make no sense for Kendall to date an NBA player because they're never home, his home is in Philly, so like he's really never in LA.
How would they even have met?
And it's not like he plays for the Knicks, like she goes to New York. I doubt Kendall Jenner spends more than 6 hours a year in Philly.
I doubt Kendall Jenner has ever even been to Philly.
No, she totally has.
Yeah, on like a 7th grade class trip to see the Liberty Bell.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
Same.
I saw National Treasure.
Such history. Okay, last story I love. Amal Clooney is helping Meghan Markle settle into London life. They have a quote natural friendship. Okay, this is something that makes sense to me.
Yes.
These two were born to be friends. Amal Clooney is more than just a wedding guest to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. She's the new royal's confidant. Okay, I don't know about all that.
Of course she is.
Meghan and Amal have known each other for a while and share many interests. The two were introduced by a mutual friend and got closer after the Suits star moved to the UK. Where do Amal and George live? I feel like they're just citizens of the world.
Citizens of the world, yeah.
I guess that includes
their zip code
UK.
is the moon.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing. I, like, hate Amal. Like, I'm, like, jealous of her. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't hate her for any particular reason other than the fact that I'm incredibly jealous of her life, her wardrobe, her husband, and, like,
her body,
her future.
Her future.
Face,
her hair.
And her future. Her hair. And, like,
she has such big things.
When they got married and they went on that boat in Venice and, like, she wore that little floral dress, do you know what I'm talking about, that moment? Yeah. Like, that is a moment that, like, I am jealous of.
No,
So, like, when I hear her name...
She's one of the people... that I'm putting in my basket of like, what does she worry about?
Yeah. Oh my God, totally. And when I hear her name, like I roll my eyes, but only because I'm incredibly jealous of everything she has.
Are you jealous of Meghan?
But see, like Meghan, okay, they to me they have similar lives, but Meghan's is under so much more scrutiny and like so many more rules.
She doesn't get as many of the perks as Amal does.
Right, like Amal can still party and drink Casamigos, you know what I mean?
Can Meghan go to the Met Gala?
No, definitely not. Like if Will and Kate have never been to the Met Gala, even though they should be. No, they haven't.
They should.
So like, I don't know, I'm just like.
They should do a royal theme for the Met Gala.
Please don't mistake my detest of Amal Clooney for anything other than just pure and utter jealousy.
Okay, thank you for being...
Similar to Meghan Markle, honestly.
Thank you for admitting that. My jealousy for Amal Clooney, like, is actually just a love for her, you know?
See, I'm not there yet.
But I agree with your Meghan jealousy, like,
and people were like, you're so mean talking about Meghan on her wedding day. Like, you're obviously just jealous. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, she's a princess. Like, look at us.
We're the sorry people.
I didn't even brush my hair this morning, okay? And Meghan Markle, like, had someone brush her hair for her twice already. Okay? Yes, you uncovered a secret. I'm jealous. Please, fuck you.
Anyways, I'm so here for the friendship of these two. And I just feel like together they're just going to do, like, so much humanitarian work.
No, it's
They're going to save the world. They are Wonder Women.
It's the perfect friendship. And I'm just looking forward to all the good they're going to do together.
Right?
For women, for everything.
For everything. Also, Meghan and Harry are on their honeymoon in Alberta, which the New York Times said is the most boring place on earth.
No, it was the New York Post. The New York Times is not that funny.
Right. I was like, when I heard the New York Times said it, I was like, wow.
No, it was the New York Post. And for some reason, when I think of Alberta, Canada, I just think of Caitlin Bristow.
Same.
What is Alberta?
It's a province.
A what?
A province.
Is that like a state?
Sort of. I don't understand how it works there. I'm not going to pretend to.
Yeah, no, me neither. Except, honestly, Canada's lit.
But they're going to the same place that Queen Elizabeth had her honeymoon and Queen
Elizabeth
before
first.
her. Well, that's prestigious.
I guess.
I wonder what they're going to do.
I don't know. Just like if you have all the money in the world, all the connections in the world,
Where
a
would you
private
go?
jet, you're going to Canada? I would go to like the French Polynesian Islands, south of France, something.
Yeah.
A boat.
But maybe it's like you could go anywhere and it's like, then it's just, you know what? We'll go to Canada.
No, I mean, I guess if you've been a royal for your whole life, like Meghan's 1 year in, she doesn't want to use any of the perks.
Yeah.
Private jet. You don't have to worry about anything.
Speaking of perks, you finally watched Dynasty.
Oh my God. I finished Dynasty on Sunday, and I just have to say, it's the best show of all time. We need to make it Riverdale 2.0. Dare I say, it was better than Riverdale.
Thank you, sister.
Because you want to know what CW is a really good job of doing? Of making, like, set designs. Like, Riverdale has, like, this aesthetic that's so unique to Riverdale. It's, like, gloomy, and it's it's like suburban, like it's perfect. Dynasty, like the glamour was just like so there. The clothes, the house, the jet, the cars, like it was just
the dialogue.
The richness was so there that even on a boring episode, like with fucking Sammy Joe's parents, like boring, it was just so beautiful to watch.
And it's like there's so much. It's crazy to think about like the first drama that unfolded. Like every episode really is jam-packed, and like even if you're not loving a storyline, like this too shall pass. And like
no, the last episode was so crazy.
The last few episodes were so crazy.
And I'm in love with this Liz Gillies. She carried the show for the first like 5 episodes, and I honestly, like, not to sound like a lesbian or anything, but like her boobs like are amazing, and I couldn't stop thinking about like how she has the perfect boobs, and I think that they're real.
She has also like a perfect body.
Yeah.
She has it going on.
Like I couldn't stop staring at her
I
boobs.
really like Crystal. Not as much as I love Fallon, but you guys need to watch so that we can all talk about it in the Toasters and just get excited about season 2, because there is a season 2 coming, but we need to like get those numbers up, you guys. And no one can do it like the Toasters can.
No, nobody can. We basically invented Riverdale, and let's invent this show too. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
And Kissing Booth. I wanted to do a Twitter poll. Remember we did a poll of like how many people we got to watch Riverdale? Like the amount of people telling me that I got them to watch Kissing Booth is like, I need to know how many. I would say like roughly 5,000. Like so many people.
How many people do you think we got to watch Riverdale?
About the same.
Yeah. Well, let us know if you watch Dynasty so we can all fell over it. In the meantime, it is time for our esteemed guest.
Yes, so as per usual, we're going to take a brief 2 to 3 minute break, get all set up with Ryan Serhant, and then we will be back live. So if you've, oh my God, if you have any questions for Ryan Serhant about $1 Million Listings, Sell It Like Serhant, about what it's like to be married to a Greek goddess, you let us know. You leave a comment on the Facebook stream, and we will get it to him. So we'll see you in a minute.
I'm actually watching on YouTube, so cool.
We are back with the king of selling. If you want to learn to sell it like Serhant, stay tuned because Ryan Serhant is here. We're so excited that he's here. We got a ton of questions, mostly about your wife, so I guess that says a lot about you. But you have your own show now, and you've been on $1 Million Listing like forever, since the beginning, right? How does it compare, like having the spotlight to yourself as opposed to having to share it with Frederick and others?
The other guy.
Yeah.
It's better. It's better, but it's a lot more pressure too, right? Because I get to $1 Million Listing, there's 3 of us, and the show is split up pretty evenly between the 3, and so I get to kind of like weave in and out. But Sell It Like Serhant is all me all the time. Yeah. So it took a longer time to film it. Yeah. But it's also like a passion project. Like it's, it's helping people that actually need help versus just showing, some multi-millionaire how he doesn't like a coffee table.
Right. And the feedback has been, like, just from what I've seen, is so positive because it's like a much more emotional show.
Yes.
And I wonder, like, what was your involvement? How did it start? Like, have you had this idea for a while?
Yeah, so $1 Million Listing started, they cast it in 2010, like a year after I got into the business. And then it came out in 2012. And once it came out, people email, they write, they DM, tweet, et cetera, saying like, hey, I watched last night's episode and the way you negotiated, I did the same thing to a guy today and I sold 10 more tires.
Right.
Just love Bill from Iowa.
Right.
And so I just kind of kept saving all of that stuff. And 7 years later, it turned into a separate show where I go into different jobs every single episode, kind of like Quantum Leap. I don't know if you remember that show a long time ago. But there's every episode is a different job, and I go in and help real struggling salespeople.
It's like The Prophet.
Right. Yeah, different business, but it's salespeople and not like the business as a whole.
Right.
And they're all like really, really, really struggling, and it was really hard to do, but it was incredibly fulfilling.
Yeah. No, and like just watching it, it's like gives me like Tabitha Takes Over vibes. Yeah. But you're a lot nicer than Tabitha. Tabitha is so scary.
Yes. Except she came on our show and she was so lovely, nice to us.
Lovely.
So
I have a hard time being like really mean to people who are truly trying really hard
and like need help
and really struggling. Like I'm passively mean with like a twist of humor to it. Right. Like you got to be kind of funny about it.
If it's funny, like no one can get mad.
It's
the Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, exactly. British humor.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been a Bravo celebrity now for 7 years.
Yes.
What would you say is your favorite part about being a part of the Bravo family? Because I know what my favorite part would be, but I'm just curious to hear yours.
Honestly, is that it's such like a massive machine, like that's not a really sexy answer to that question, but it's like when you're on a Bravo show, like people will watch the shows who don't have any interest in what you're doing, but they are Bravo fans.
Right, like they're not real estate fans.
Right.
Exactly, and so like people from all over the world watch it, and for me as a salesperson, the more people who know what I'm selling, the better.
Yeah.
So people who don't even know what we do will watch it in like South Korea because they really like Southern Charm, right? Or Below Deck Med, and they'll see it, and then they'll email and say, hey, I don't know, I saw you're some dude from New York. Anyway, my sister needs a place near Central Park, and it's a huge flow of business for us.
Is it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So do you get a lot of business requests via DM?
I mean, when $1 Million Listing started, I was doing predominantly rentals in Koreatown, and now things are different.
Right.
So so
much
it's
more different.
How did you what was the casting process like for $1 Million Listing?
I went to an open casting call at the Hudson Hotel in Times Square with 3,000 real estate agents in March of 2010.
I can imagine it was like the douchiest guys, like there.
Honestly, I don't remember. I just remember it being like a line out the door, and it took forever. And then they cast it, like they just kept cutting it down and cutting it down and cutting it down until December of 2010. And then I got a call that they were casting 4 of us.
Wow.
And the one person who wasn't going to make it would be cut after the whole filming season. So that's why the first season, like I go really hard and a little crazy.
Yeah. Well, you have this like funny relationship with Frederick. Yeah. And Frederick now also has a second show, Frederick and Bethany.
Yes.
Like, were you feeling left out when they were doing a show, or would you much prefer to be doing a Sell It Like Serhant vibe as opposed to like another real estate show?
Yeah, the shows got picked up at the same time. So like I didn't know that he was doing a separate one, and he didn't know I was doing a separate one. We were actually both in Paris last year for his 40th birthday party filming when the news hit, and we both like looked at each other and we're like, congrats, man.
But that's good.
Good work to you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Ideal.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had to do a show with another Bravo celebrity or a Real Housewife, who would you want to do one with?
Who would I want to do one with? Honestly, I would probably do like below deck because I love boats and I love like the Mediterranean. I would be on that, but I would be on it as like the captain,
of course,
which would be awesome.
Not for everyone else, you know.
Mostly for me. And then you'd see my mean side, right? Because that would be a show where I'm allowed to be mean.
Yeah, and it's very like
it's encouraged.
High tension.
Yes. Yeah, but Bravo's awesome.
Funny.
And the shows are great, and they're a great network, and they're really, really supportive. So it's been really, really awesome.
And you got to get married on TV.
Yes.
And I always am so curious about the logistics behind that. Like, did Bravo? They didn't pay for the wedding, obviously. No. But were you able to like get some free stuff because your wedding was on?
Nope, not at all.
Nothing.
We got married in Greece.
Oh yeah, they don't.
Like, Bravo doesn't air in Greece.
Like, it doesn't.
No, so we had to actually. It was the exact opposite because she's Greek. She's from Athens. Her whole family's there, and so we wanted to get married there. Like, we had to be really careful about what we told people because, like, you go to a foreign country and you're saying, "Hey, we're from New York. We want to come with a film crew and do it," and they're like, "Oh, the price is now this much. Sure, this would be great." Like, they don't. The whole world vacations in Greece.
Yeah.
Like, our wedding was big and expensive, but was probably the smallest wedding that island had seen in like years. Like, there was a Lebanese wedding that had happened just before us where the family spent $5 million.
Wow.
So we came in with like our 300 people and some cameras, and they're like, okay, you guys go over there.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
One of the questions we got for you is like, would you say on a scale from 1 to 10, how true is the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding? Because you now lived through it.
I've sort of lived through it, but not because Amelia's Greek. And so there's Greek and then there's American Greek. So American Greek, it's incredibly true.
Yeah.
So she has family members that are here that are like Greek American, and it's like a historical documentary, that movie. But then in Greece, it's very different. Like, it is hardcore Greek.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna name my kid Zeus, stuff like that.
Are you?
Oh, that's a good name.
What is your track for kids? Do you want like 1 million kids?
We're working on it. It's 1 million kids, I think, would be aggressive.
Yeah.
I think we want like a minimum of 3, but everyone says have
amount.
1 first.
Of course.
See if you survive.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we both said we want like 10, and then we're gonna have 1. I'll be like,
Exactly.
I'm all set. This is enough for me.
Okay, we got a lot of viewer questions for you, so we're just gonna rapid fire.
Sure.
How difficult was it to shut down Times Square for your proposal?
Incredibly difficult. Took 6 months and an insane amount of money.
And who did you talk to? Like who?
The
mayor?
The mayor's office, the NYPD, the FDNY.
Who was the mayor at the time?
Times Square Alliance. When I
De
got,
Blasio.
Yeah, I think was it De Blasio at the time?
He's been there for a while.
Good question. Yeah, he's been there for a little while.
What do you think De Blasio does to the market? Like, does he have an effect on the market?
Yeah, of course he does.
A good one or a bad one?
He scares people when he talks about taxes, right? Because people pay a lot of taxes already. But more than anything, I mean, the big difference, I think, as you see in New York, if you just drive around, New York is dirtier and there are
more crime.
There's more crime. And foreigners, especially,
more traffic.
They take notice of that. Like, if you go to London,
totally.
if you go to Paris, like if you go to other European cities, like they are spick and span. And New York can be a little bit dirty.
And that has an effect on like sale prices.
No, I mean, not really. At the end of the day, New York is one of a kind, and everyone in the world wants to be here if they can.
Okay.
What's the most expensive apartment you've ever sold?
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, we sell out entire buildings, so it's kind of a different
crazy.
game that way.
Yeah.
But recently, the most expensive. Last month, we did something on Park Avenue for 36.
Oh my
we
God.
did something on Elizabeth for 30. Yesterday, we sold something for 13.7 on Worcester.
What is the most expensive area in the city?
Most expensive area in the city, I mean, is that Fifth Avenue corridor. But at the end of the day, probably Soho.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to live there.
Now we know where not to go.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best bang for your buck in the city?
Greenpoint.
No, sorry, in the city.
Well, I include Brooklyn in the city.
In Manhattan.
The best bang for your buck is the Far East Side.
That's what I was like.
York and First.
Well, that's a nice area too. So
yeah, because now you have the Second Avenue subway, so there's good deals up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
And
probably
clean.
the best bang for the buck by far.
And it's still like nice.
Yes, exactly.
Like Lower East Side, I'm sure is like a little dirty.
It's grungy.
You can still get a good bang for your buck, but you live in dirt.
Right. Yeah, it's still clean though,
but
and
it's
expensive.
grungy.
Lower East Side and
It
East
is.
Village is expensive.
Now it is.
Yeah.
I can't.
It is expensive.
What do you think about Steve Golden? Would you ever invite him to be a part of your team?
You have to watch this season to find out. That's a unique question because his brokerage that he was with just crumbled.
Right.
And so now he's at a new brokerage. But Steve Gold is great. You know, I've known him for a long, long time. And so he was one of the people that we kind of, when we knew Luis was leaving, you know, the crew kind of came to us and said, hey, who do you think would be good to put up? And put up a couple names, and his was one of them. And it's worked out so far.
Are you still friends with Luis?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I don't know where he is at any time. He travels like the whole world.
Yeah.
It's crazy, his lifestyle.
He was hysterical.
Yeah.
I don't think he was right for the show, but like I enjoyed watching him try. You know, it was funny.
No, he was good. People love Luis.
Yeah.
People love Luis. He had a huge
character.
heart. That's for sure.
How did you get started in real estate?
I was broke. I came to the city when I graduated college to be an actor, and that didn't work out. Really, really hard to make money. And then so I hand modeled for a while. That did work out.
Can we get a close up on these hands?
So yeah, I hand modeled. I have really long fingers, and I don't have a whole lot of veins or freckles. So I would be like, you know, my hands would look like women's hands or men's hands, right? Apparently, and so
that's really true.
I would do. Thanks, yeah. So I would hand model watches and Nespresso capsules and AT&T phones.
So can you do some hand modeling for us? Like, say you were modeling this watch.
Say it would just kind of be like this.
Sell us this watch.
Oh.
Like that a little bit,
yeah.
Right? And then Nespresso capsules, you'd have to go like this. I don't know if you could see it, but you have to go like this, and then you'd have to like bend the metatarsal in the ring finger, and then so then at the shoots they would have like hand masseuses that would come over.
Right.
They'd be like,
cramps.
Mr. Serhant. Yeah, it would be really, really hard.
That's fun.
Yeah, and so then I went broke, and that was the summer of 2008, and a friend said, listen, don't be a waiter, don't be a bartender, just get your real estate license.
Yeah.
It's a couple $100, rent apartments where you live, which was Koreatown at the time, and pay your rent and go from there, and that's what I did. And my first day was the day Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, see, now I have a question for you. So you started $1 Million Listings soon after you became a real estate agent.
Yeah.
And now you've been working real estate for almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Do you think you would be at the level you're at now if it weren't for the show?
No.
Do you think you'd be close?
I don't know, actually, because the show really is, it's a public shame shotgun.
Yes.
Like at the beginning, right? The phone didn't start ringing off the hooks
No.
at all. Like it was only honestly until like season 5
Wow.
when people would feel comfortable reaching out. But
Yeah.
how many people do you see on TV where you pick up the phone and you're like, hey, I'm gonna call Kendall.
No.
You know, you don't do that.
I
Right?
wish.
Exactly. So people kind of see it as television and it's off limits. So for those first couple years, it was really, really hard. But I used the show as a way for me to just work harder and make more phone calls and send more emails and hustle harder. Because I was like, I'm going to be on a reality TV show to the whole world selling real estate. If I fail on TV, the whole world will know that. I can't fail. I must succeed.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So probably another very popular question we got for you was like the logistics of the show. Like what percentage of it would you say is real, scripted?
Honestly, it takes us 9 months to make it because I think it's like too real.
Yeah.
I wish if like my life would be so much easier if it was like 3 months and we kind of knew exactly what we were doing.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like they follow deals as
For
they
long
happen,
times.
as they go on. They follow, and these, like a $10 million apartment doesn't sell in a day,
Right.
even though it's New York. And so they film the open houses. So it's more, I think maybe the reason people feel that way, that things are like put together maybe, is because it all gets edited. So
And it's, like,
9 months of
packaged.
footage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that gets filmed, showings, open houses, conversations that at the end of the day can't make it into 45 minutes. So it gets cut.
Well, what's the biggest challenge of now like running a very like big business and also having a show? Is there a downside to it?
It's finding the synergy between like that work-life balance and trying to stay as like compassionate for work as I do at home.
Yep.
And doing so like Serhant too. I mean, that show took a significant amount of time to do.
And it's much more like emotional.
Yeah. Yeah, and writing a book, like I wrote a book that comes out in September, like all that stuff together, I
that's
try to do as
exciting.
much as
Is
possible.
it available for pre-order yet?
It is at sellitlikesirhant.com.
Is it called Sell It Like Serhant?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's so good. It's going to be a bestseller, I have a
It
feeling.
should be.
So what is it like to work with people on Sell It Like Serhant who are, on the verge of losing a lot?
Hard. Like really, I'm not used to it. I wasn't used to it at all. I mean, the people I deal with all day long are incredibly emotional, but they're emotional because they're not getting 11 million, they're only getting 10.2.
Right. Rich people problems.
Right, exactly. So it's like those are the problems that I deal with on a day in, day out basis. Or we're dealing with the developer who's pissed off that one unit isn't selling for the price he wanted, but the whole sellout's $1 billion.
Right.
This was people who, like every episode, someone had just died or they were in foreclosure or they were losing family members. Like they had real issues that a lot of people can relate to. So it was me dealing with helping them sell and helping them become a better salesperson, but also 50-50, helping them become like a better person.
Right.
So that's why the show turned out a lot more emotional than I ever anticipated.
And are you still in contact with any of the people from certain episodes?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I check up on them. I'm like, listen, I'm like that scene in Fight Club where I get their driver's license and I'm like, I will find you, right? If you're not on your path to being the best salesperson ever in a year, I will know where you are.
Good.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a teacher like that.
Yeah, we need to be better salespeople.
Yeah. So we're pitching a show.
Okay.
It's premium content only.
Okay.
We are fun-loving gals, young, pop culture.
Yep.
What do you think we could be doing better?
Doing better? I don't know. I think you guys are pretty awesome. And everyone I told that I was coming to do this, literally, like, I've done interviews with lots of different people. I have lots of crazy celebrity clients. I said I was coming here and everyone was like, shut up, shut up. I can't, like, can I come? And I got actually like a little freaked out. It's like, no, you can't actually. I don't want to scare them. I've never met them before. You need to like calm down.
That's so great. Well, actually, when you bartend on Watch What Happens Live.
Oh, the first time I bartended on Watch What Happens Live, you and Carol were the guests.
Oh, really?
Years ago.
Oh,
You
wow.
wore Converse.
Oh, awesome.
It's nice to know you've changed your look a little.
Oh, thanks. That's hilarious.
I know, you were very nice.
All comes full circle.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, so the final episode of Sell It Like Serhant is on Tuesday.
Yeah, this coming Tuesday, 10
You moved
p.m.
from Wednesdays to Tuesdays.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means that I think another show decided to premiere on Wednesdays, so they just pushed to the same time slot on Tuesdays after
Which was
Below
Real
Deck.
Housewives of Beverly Hills, which is not on anymore.
Right.
Yeah, my Tuesdays have opened up. That's a good day.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
There you go. And then
Thank
Million
God.
Dollar Listing New York comes back on June 12th.
Very exciting. Very busy guy. Thank you for making the time.
Yeah, thank you for having
me. You
me.
can keep up with Ryan on Instagram at Ryan Serhant, right?
Yes.
And on Twitter.
Yes.
And on Facebook.
Yes.
You on Snapchat?
No.
You should
Good.
be. It's good to know that you're in tune with what's necessary. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow The Morning Toast on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and in the podcast app. That way you get a notification of every time we go live, which is Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We're back tomorrow without a guest, but we do have Dear Toasters, so make sure you email deartoasters@gmail.com if you want some ill-advised advice. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.